Alright, welcome back to I'm Not a HICK Movie Reviews. We got three movies this week. First one is The Boss with Melissa McCartney. Um, I actually enjoyed this movie quite a lot. Now, the only movie I've seen with Melissa McCarthy in it was Tammy, which from my understanding is her worst movie ever. So, but I actually really enjoyed this one. Um, like I said, it's got a really unlikable main character, but she does come around. You see the progression. This is actually a good counterpoint for the Bronze, which I hated. In that movie, you really never understood why the main character changed, and in this movie, they actually did the right thing. They actually showed they showed the progression. They explained things. It made sense. Like I said, I enjoyed this movie. I found it funny. I actually do recommend it. The second movie I saw this week was Demolition. I also really enjoyed this movie. It's a bit of a slower movie, um, basically dealing with how you deal with grief and, dealing with the loss of in this case, a wife or a loved one. And I really enjoyed it. Don't know if I really recommend it for theaters, but I do. It was a very good movie. It's very well acted, very well directed. Said it's a pretty good movie. Last movie is Hardcore Henry. This one's a little bit harder to judge, simply because the primary thing this movie has going for it is the concept, which is basically all in first person. All is basically it's felt like watching somebody playing a first person shooter where you didn't have a controller. I mean, the story's pretty thin on it, but it felt like a first person shooter. I enjoyed it for what it was, but if you don't deal with motion sickness that well, yeah, this movie is gonna be horrible for you. If you want a really deep story, this movie's also not for you. If you just want to watch a guy kill a bunch of people, yeah, this movie's not that bad. Um, so I don't know if I can really recommend it. I enjoyed it for what it was, but yeah, there's really nothing deeper in this at all. This would make an awesome video game. I'm just not so sure how it did as a movie. Um, like I said, it's really hard to rate this one simply because it's basically the entire thing going for it is the concept behind it. I say wait for a rental. That way, if you get queasy in the stomach from watching, first person shooters, you can pause it and get your bearings back. That's about it. Check back next week, and we should have 3 or 4 more movies for you. Please like, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and see you next week.